towards this future actually. So we're very happy that the Medical City and all our supporters, our friends, made this a reality. So maybe I can just share a few of my thoughts. The Medical City South Luzon, as well as the enterprise, has always been trying to be relevant to the healthcare needs of our communities, the communities that we serve. But to be relevant, number one, first of all, you have to be aware of what the healthcare needs of the community is. No? And you have to be innovative enough to think of solutions.
It was his idea to have the van because he already saw the need. Well, the first one was the complex of hope at the back. We already saw the need to have the complex built during the time when everybody was at home and we were all here. And Dr. J was fighting the COVID with the patients there. We were still here during that time and we were planning already what to do along with Leg. And the others here also were brave enough to face the fact that we didn't know anything about COVID during that time.
Basta dapat ready tayo. And alam ko, and I would want to tell you na sure naman tayo na meron pong vaccine ang lungsod ng Santa Rosa. Kasama po ang mga pribadong ospital, kasama po ang the Medical City South Luzon. So we help each other together. Ganito po kami dito sa Santa Rosa, participatory governance in all of our programs at kasama po yung programa natin sa vaccination.
To address the problem of COVID. The COVID virus, which is preventing people to come to the hospital because of fear and because of the infection. So what we want basically is to bring the services of the hospital, dadali namin sa doorsteps ng bahay ng mga pasyente. So yung mga hindi makapunta sa matatanda, mga bata, pwede silang pumunta dito or pwede silang puntahan naman namin sa bahay. And hopefully ito, dahil kompleto yung gamit sa loob, may x-ray na, may laboratory, may ECG, meron pang eye examination, and yung clinic namin is also kasama na rin yung doktor via teleconsult. So kung kailangan nila ng other specialties, may doktor na kasama na yan, pero kailangan ng other specialties, madaling tawagan yung doktor kasi dito lang sa hospital. We have what we call a telehub sa loob. We already have a telehub or teleconsult room already inside the hospital that will link to this remote clinic. So this clinic will be able to go around. So subdivisions, companies, sa schools, well, schools wala pa, sarado pa ngayon. But again, other remote areas so that we can serve the community. Yun ang gusto namin ngayon. Habang andyan pa rin ang COVID, wala pang vaccine, wala pang siguraduhan in the next 1 to 2 years, we want people to be seen by the doctors. And this is one of the ways we're investing. So that's why we bought several cars also. So kung hindi naman kailangan yung van, yung mobile clinic, you don't need an x-ray but you need a consult, pwede kami pumunta. And that's what we've been doing right now. May home care services kami ngayon. We've been going to the houses. Kung kailangan nyo ng swab, you can do it at the comfort of your home. You can have also blood extraction done at home. And a consult also done at home. If ever there is an emergency, we can go to the house also. Aside from that, we have a new ambulance again because we had to augment another ambulance kasi ang problem namin, we're also a cath lab center, a heart center here. So pag may tawag, kailangan namin puntahan yung pasyente kagad para masundo, para madala sa ospital for that life-saving procedure here in the hospital. So again, we hope that this is going to be beneficial, very, very beneficial and very welcome to the community because they've been looking forward to it in a long time now. And unfortunately, with the technicalities of having such a vehicle, designing such a vehicle, it only came out today. So, but it's been planned ever since last year, 6 months ago, more than 6 months ago. We've been planning and designing it already. And hopefully now, it's here. We now can serve the community.
Doc, how about the rate, yung sa rate nito, yung dito sa loob nito ng hospital, difference dito sa...
We're looking into the same rates as the hospital, but there will be a certain rate, a facility fee that we will charge for the vehicle to go to a certain place.
Okay.
So that if there are more people availing of it, there's no problem anymore. Because the facility can be shared by many people. Let's say,
Okay.
meron kami yung isa rin na family of 5 requesting to go to their house. So isa lang ang rate nun, syempre. Isa lang yung pupuntahan ng vehicle. Isang rate lang siya. But all of the rates that are going to be done inside the hospital, the services, are going to be the same as the hospital. Parang in-transport mo ng hospital dun eh. So yung cost lang, syempre, we have to go through the expressway. The cost rin yun, and the gasoline, and the driver. Yun lang, minimal rate. We're going to put on top of the rate of the hospital. It's going to be the same. Now, we're also... Sorry. Okay.
Pag pupunta yung ilang ilang patients dapat ang
Ano, walang limit.
walang
What we're finding out is that if a vehicle like ours goes to a place, naturally yung kapitbahay or a passerby will be inquisitive. They'll be thinking, oh, maganda to ah. Why don't can I also be seen by this vehicle, by this clinic? So mangyayari dyan, even if nga you just stay there about 3 hours, we believe na in that 3 hours, you can see more than 5 patients. Again, this is a start pa lang. Now, if it's regularly going to a place every week or second week of a month, ando dun siya sa same place, it becomes a regular habit na people know that we can go to that place, ando dun palagi itong vehicle na to. We don't have to go to the hospital anymore.
You can cater how many wala
Unlimited.
Wow.
But syempre, with more and more patients, we have to stay longer in a place. And we will also tie up. We're now talking to the HMOs. Kasi most HMOs already have teleconsult services. They can do it face to face or teleconsult. So ito rin, parang ganun lang. Dinala mo na yung all of the equipment in the hospital. Dinala mo doon. So the teleconsult kung yung doktor lang and the patient, walang doktor doon sa other side sa patient, walang technician on the other side sa patient, walang equipment sa patient, usually you end up with the misdiagnosis kasi walang equipment on the other side. But if you bring the van, the clinic, along with the doctor, with the technician, with the nurse, who can now do a preliminary physical exam and now can tell exactly what he's seeing to the doctor who's inside the hospital. We will also send sometimes a hospitalist, who is also a doctor, who will accompany this. Then if he needs to refer the patient to a specialist, like an ophthalmologist, may nakita siya, may problem, then we can already assess and diagnose and recommend treatment to that doctor who will now implement it to the patient, who will explain it to the patient inside the comfort of the van, of the clinic itself.
Doc, how about the result? Kailan may lalaman kung ano yung mga exam nila on the spot ba nalalaman natin yung result?
Ang maganda dito, just like you have cell phones, di ba? You take a picture of anything that is sent through the internet. Same is for the x-ray, it's digital already.
Okay.
So you take a picture of the x-ray, you send it to the doctor here, who will read it, sends the result back. We give it now to the email of the patient. So the patient doesn't need to be waiting for the results anymore. Even the laboratory is pwede rin ang gawin. Kasi it's a self-contained laboratory inside the clinic. So there's a laboratory set up inside so that we can do most of the examinations here already. So ang kuha na lang is to link, and that's what we've already put inside the clinic, a link via internet to the hospital. So wherever this van goes, this clinic goes, the hospital essentially is there. So it's just moving. It's a movable, mobile, portable clinic. And hopefully nga, we can, as you said, isa pa lang ba to? Hopefully, it can be many more. Yun ang gusto namin. Okay?
So, ano naman, Doc, yung pag-uusap nyo ng LGU, anong kanilang partner yan? Yung payment o yung lugar?
Well, when it comes to LGU, there are two types also. We have to serve our private patients. Meron rin silang sinire-refer na private patients. But at any time, they can also refer these indigent patients. And that's what we need to also protect, the indigent patients. Kasi all of us are prone to COVID. All of us have to be healthy. If one side basically is unhealthy, the other side is healthy, there's nothing. Everybody will still get sick. So we need to maintain the health status of everybody. So, buti na lang, we have a very good relationship with Mayor Arlene Arcillas here. And we've been doing that since the start of COVID. We've been helping each other. And true enough, she's coming here, personally blessed the mobile clinic. Because we want that to happen. Because we know that we cannot exist without the LGU. And we cannot also, they cannot, well, they can, but the problem is also the private sector has some of the machines that they need, very expensive to maintain. And we need to partner with them so that we can reach more people. In the end, ang unang doktor dapat service muna diba? Wala muna pinag-usapang bayad, pera. Service muna. And we just had 2 months ago, noong November and December, a very successful cataract program here. We were able to operate on a lot of patients. And most of them were also some of the parents of our employees and some of the nearby community resident homeowners here. So again, it's a small price to pay, but we wanted to help the community also and the LGU because na-stop rin yung program nila dun because most of the hospitals will be converted into COVID centers or have COVID patients. So kami, we made sure here naman that the hospital has a COVID complex at the back. So essentially this hospital of the Medical City South Luzon is COVID-free. The hospital itself, because most of the COVIDs have been housed at the back. We built another complex at the back. So when we have an operation here, we're sure that people, no one has COVID. And hopefully when we get vaccinated, or the frontliners also, we're assuring everyone that 100% of our employees, even the doctors, will be vaccinated so that we have no fear anymore of getting it, contracting it inside the hospital because the hospital is really COVID-free.
So Doc, yung laboratory test na available para dito sa mobile natin?
Well, laboratory test, when you say laboratory test, any blood extraction,
Yes.
any blood will be examined, can be examined either inside the clinic or at the hospital. We can bring it back. We can have an x-ray, any type of x-ray kasi nga we have a portable x-ray inside, very powerful one. Then we can also have an ECG, which is very important. But in the future, we want to invest also in ultrasounds, portable ultrasounds, musculoskeletal, or even for gynae or for the abdomen. But there are other machines also which we want to be put here, which is Opta rin. We can do a fairly good, like a clinic, eye examination inside the van. We will have the equipment inside. Even to take the pressure of the eye, it's inside the van. We can do it. So there's no problem about eye examination. So, but again, this is the problem really is the area inside. You can do so much only inside a small area. In the end, baka nga meron pang number 2, another clinic that will house another specialty, pwede rin.
So Doc, pwede silang humingi ng medical certificate, halimbawa for work.
Pwede
Silang
rin.
makakuha rito, no?
Pwede rin. Kasi nga, again, itataya up lang naman yun Pwede dito. Any document right now is also valid. Basta can be scanned, can be sent through the internet. Basta as long as certified true copy, pwede. Walang problema.
Doc, according sa anong knowledge na dito sa, is this first in the southern Luzon or first in the country?
There are a lot of offers like this, mobile clinics, because marami dito industrial providers But most of the industrial providers come from Manila. And unfortunately, GCQ sila And they've remained like that. So they cannot get out of the Metro Manila. And also, the proximity before, mahirap na rin. Kasi they have to be tested also. So So nangyayari yan, this is the opportunity also of the hospital to go into the industrial market. That's why we are going to serve annual physical exams of the companies at on-site in the hospital, in the grounds of the company. We want to be there, and this is one of the things that you need, a mobile X-ray unit. So ando dun na siya. So, yeah. Again,
Cost of the service.
ano man, most of the services, when you say a private hospital, it's always going to be first sasabihin ng mahal, expensive, halaga, totoo, right? But it doesn't mean always applies for everyone. Because if ever a person's in need, as I said kanina, ang first motto namin basically is to serve. Secondly, kung kailangan magbayad, pwede naman pag-usapan. Ang importante dito, natuklasan mo ba? Nakita mo ba? Na-diagnose mo ba? Kaysa naman hindi pala alam, lalo na lumala yung sakit, then wala na tayong magagawa. Even though may pera na siya, wala na lang pala magagawa kasi too late na eh. Diba? Sinasabi nga nila, anong pangangailangan mo yung damo kung patay na yung kabayo. Kasi ang importante dito, gamutin mo muna yung kabayo. Then, saka mo na lang hinyan ng pambayad. Buti na yung buhay, yung kabayo. At least, makapagtrabaho yung kabayo. What I'm saying is that we are here to serve. Yun ang first and foremost na duty namin as doctors, as hindi kami mawawala. And that's what we've been doing ever since nagkaroon ng lockdown. We never left the hospital. We were still coming to the hospital. We were still planning a lot of things. Kagaya ng complex of hope sa likod, which house the COVID patients. And now we're expanding and coming out with more, like the vaccination program. And also, kung magkaroon ng side effects, which natural naman yun, we will be taking care of the patients also. So basically, we will never let go of anyone.
News Stringer Report. Makata. The Congo Station.